Why a headphone test? Well, it's a very important element in DJing. If you're a DJ, you're going to use a headphone, and it's very important because it's all about your ears. DJing is already a risky business if you're talking about your ears. Damaging your ears can be done really quickly, and a headphone has two functions. Of course, to do what you need it to do when you're DJing, but the other functions is to protect your hearing. So it has to be isolating outside sounds very well, and also the sound quality. If you have a bad headphone with bad sound quality, that can damage your ears quicker than when you have a high quality headphone, which you can turn up both on high volumes, of course, which you probably do, and then you have a lot of benefit by having a decent sound on your headphone. So we went to Tone Control, and they already selected these headphones, and we are comparing them. Even though they're from different budget ranges, we want you to be able to decide, should you buy a more expensive headphone, or do you not need to spend a lot of money to get a decent headphone to be able to DJ with. The contenders are the Pioneer HDJ X5 selling for 88 euros, the Audio-Technica HDJ M50x selling for 129, the Pioneer HDJ X10 selling for 298 euros, the Sennheiser HD-25 selling for 127 euros, and the Pioneer HDJ X7 selling for 156 euros. Okay, so I'll just pick one and brief you on it. This one, the Audio-Technica. It looks more different than the others in the way that I don't like the looks of it. It looks plasticky. These parts seem vulnerable. I know from the past using these kind of headphones that these connections break quickly within a year if you use them intensively. It has kind of a retro look, I think is what they wanted it to look like, but to me it does not look good, so no. But it's a very personal question. If you like it, fine. That's very personal. So how does it feel if you have it on your head? Comfort? Feels good. Normal comfort. It's not light, but it's not very heavy either. And of course, isolation is very important. To keep your hearing intact, you need good isolation. Certainly if you're playing at high levels at bigger clubs, you want it to be pretty quiet when you have this on your head. It isolates okay, not more than okay. So it does not keep out all frequencies that your ears are most vulnerable to, which are the middle frequencies, but it's okay. So sound quality, very important, of course. It has middle and high frequencies which are not high quality, which means they are very fatiguing, and the lows are muddy, so I don't like the sound of it at all, really. So the Audio-Technica, not too enthusiastic about that. I would give that a 6 out of 10. So next up, the Pioneer HDJ X5. This is, okay, well, how does it look? It looks pretty cool, I think. It has this a finish which is not too shiny, which I like. Bit boring maybe because it's all black, so nothing to showboat about. But yeah, it looks pretty solid. I'm not sure how solid it is, never tested it for long. I do feel that heavy headphones always have the risk of the turning parts breaking eventually. But okay, let's just test it on the other aspects, which is how does it feel? Yeah, it feels good, pretty tight. So I tested it on isolation, pretty good, yeah, isolates well. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Sound-wise, yeah, nice. It has a nice full-bodied sound, but it's not a very neutral sound. So it has a lot of bass, not deep bass, but like 100, 200 hertz kind of sound, so pretty boomy, which means the high frequencies are not that available. So if you were to mix on hi-hats, for instance, not the kind of headphone you're looking for. But for a full-bodied pumping house beat, okay, you get the beat from this one. It has a shorter connection here, and that's a bit lighter, which I like. The headphone itself is it's not heavy. It's pretty light, I feel, and I like light because it makes you wear it more comfortably. Overall, I would give this an 8 out of 10 based on a very bassy sound, so not higher than 8. So next up, the Pioneer HDJ X5. Yeah, it looks flashy, more with the silver look. It's a matte silver look, so not too shiny. I like the looks of it. Yeah, it looks fancy. It's pretty heavy. I think it's a heavy headphone. I don't know why, but it feels a bit heavy. In comparison, certainly to the other Pioneer, this is heavier. How does it feel? Again, solid, good grip on your head, good isolation. I tested the isolation, which was good. Not sublime, but it was okay. I think an 8 out of 10. And the sound, yeah, I like the sound on this one. It's pretty clear. It has more emphasis on the high frequencies. So yeah, I like the sound. It's pretty balanced, and it has a very low bass. So it's not bassy, but the low bass, you can hear a lot of sub bass on this one, which can be nice if you listen to house music at home, because you really get the oomph from it. Yeah, I like this headphone. I would give this an 8 out of 10. So next up, the Pioneer HDJ X10. Yeah, what I noticed quickly is that it's heavy. It's a heavy headphone. I don't really like the looks of it because it has some shiny elements, and this black is a bit shiny, but not too shiny. It's not my kind of my cup of tea, let's say. Let's put it that way. But maybe others like it. It's heavy, but if you have it on your head, feels solid and comfortable, so that's okay. The isolation is also good on this one. I would say 8 out of 10 again. Good isolation, decent. The sound of it has a very well, it really sucks you into the music in the right way. It has a good stereo image, and you can hear all the frequencies, though it's very bassy again. It's a lot of emphasis on the bass here as well. Not the real low bass, but a lot of bass again. And that's why you don't hear the higher frequencies too well on this one. So very bassy. If you like that, that's fine, but it's not a very objective sound that you get from this headphone. But it's a very nice and a comfortable sound, so it's not like screaming in your ear with the mids and the highs. So I can imagine you can listen to this for a long time to music, but expect a lot of bass again. So the cord, it's different than the others because it has no curl in it. I like that better, I must say. That's my personal opinion. Keeps you restricted to what you're doing, DJing behind the booth, and always taking it off if you want to walk somewhere. And it's light, so that's also, I like that about no curl in the wire. So overall, good headphone, bit heavy, a bit bassy, but still 8 out of 10. And last but not least, the Sennheiser HD-25. And it has quite a reputation, not only in the DJ profession, but anywhere you look at commentators on the television, radio, you will see this headphone. Comparing them to the others, it weighs half of what the others weigh, which means it's very comfortable and light on your head and easy to wear for a very long time. Professionals know that if somebody wears this, he must have some sense of audio quality and comfort and durability, which I'll talk to you about a little later on. If I put it on, isolates really well, and what it does better than the others is that it isolates the frequencies that matter most. So the mids are taken out. You can still hear some high frequencies, you can still hear some lows, but it gives you this really comfortable sound if you're not playing music through it, just having it on. I feel it's very comfortable on the ears, but I have a lot of people that also find it not too comfortable because it's on their ear, and they might have bigger ears, I maybe have little smaller ears, so that's also a very personal opinion on what you find comfortable. But I like these really well if they're on my head, and they isolate really well and they're really light. So let's talk about sound quality. This gives you a neutral sound image, which means all frequencies are there in the same level. It also means that you can use this headphone for producing, which is another function where you don't have to buy a separate headphone to be able to hear your mix in a neutral way. So it has a double function in that way, and it's also really nice to listen to normal music at home, just comfortable. Nobody hears you listening to music and you don't hear other sounds around you. So also, just as a hi-fi headphone, this is very well suited. So if we look at it, it has also one just cord, no curl in that. There has been one with, you can get it with a curled cord, but it gets really heavy because this is an ultralight headphone. You don't want the cord to be heavy again. And the nice thing about this is that all parts are available. If something breaks down, you can get well, a new wire, new cushions, everything you want to replace, you can replace it. On other headphones, some have a detachable cord, this one, and the others don't. So if something breaks, a lot of the time you have to buy a new one, and that costs new money again. This gets a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10, but between 9 and 10, because it's okay, maybe it's not that flashy, but that's the only downside to this headphone. So now with the top 5, we are going to take price into account, of course, because you need to make the best choice based on your budget versus the quality of the headphones. Let me say first off, I think you are better off buying a better headphone, which means spend more than, let's say, 100 euros. In general, 125. A lot of these cost around that price, like somewhere between 100 and 200 euros, because then you know it's a quality sound you get. And I feel that's more fun to listen to music in general, and also more fun to DJ with that because it's less fatiguing for your ears. Okay, let's start with number 5. Wasn't that hard to decide. The Audio-Technica is just not good enough. I mean, the sound is not good, and all other elements, the looks, it's not that good. So I would say spend a little more to get a quality product, which means you have more fun. For those like 30, 40 euros spend extra, you get a better quality product. So number 5, the Audio-Technica. So 4th, 3rd and 2nd place are very close together. These are the 3 pioneers battling for that position. The X5, the X10 and the X7. They have different qualities and different prices. So it's very hard to decide what comes first in your priority list. But if money is no issue, I would go for this one. Not the most expensive one. This is the X7. And I like it because it has a balance between a good sound, good looks, and a good price, which means 157 euros. That's a lot of money, but it's not as much money as this one. And it has a better sound, but on all other areas it's not better. So I would not spend that much money on this headphone, certainly because it's heavy as well. This one, on the other hand, is only 88 euros, and it does well on a lot of aspects. Of course, the sound is not that good, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as the Audio-Technica. It's okay. So if you want to spend a little money, then not too much money, this is the best option for a cheap headphone. But I would say from the 3 pioneers, this is your number 2 position. This would be your number 3, and this would be your number 4. But again, it's very close together, bringing us to the number 1 of this competition. And that is the Sennheiser HD-25. And I must say, my personal opinion as well, by a mile. Why? All the good reasons I told you, sound quality, comfort, doesn't break down. You can take it on holidays, it will never break down and give you a great sound in the studio, in the DJ booth and at home. If we take price into account as well, because it used to be 200 euros when I bought it, now it's only 127, so that's also not too much money for what I feel is the perfect headphone. Do check it out in the store, because you need to feel it's comfortable for you and you like the on-ears fit. Yeah, it's our number 1. So we really hope this video has helped you in deciding what headphone suits you best. I can only recommend to go by the store, go to Tone Control and check out all these models and others, because as I said, comfort and sound is very subjective, so make your own choice. Leave a comment if you want to discuss this or feel different about these headphones, or want to share your opinion on another headphone that we might have missed. Go ahead and share that with us, and well, we'll see you at DJ School Amsterdam.